Hello guys, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening sa inyo lahat. Coach Carl here. So, today, June 25, mag-update tayo about dun sa nangyari recently. No? So, magbibigay lang ako sa inyo ng konting narrative about dun sa ano pa talaga dapat yung gawin natin as a retail trader and paano natin masasabayan yung mga big players. No? So, basically, meron ako ditong hinanda na topic para sa inyo at ma-discuss natin and mabigyan natin ng pagpapaliwanag yung recent na nangyari sa war. No? Supposed to be dapat, ang expectation kasi natin pag nagkaroon ng gera, market is tataas yung gold. No? And kung mapapansin kasi natin dito, okay, dito sa part na to, no? So, ito yung hinanda natin. Why gold dropped despite war in the Middle East? So, ito yung mga explanation na nag-gather ko. And based din naman dun sa mga video na pinaliwanag ko sa inyo sa mga nakaraang uh, pinost ko ay ito talaga yun. Ito yung mga why gold drop despite war in the Middle East. Profit taking after initial rally. If gold already spiked when the war started or escalated, investor may start taking profit, causing a pullback. So, saan ba natin siya nakita? Okay, so yung war is nag-escalate since June 13, 17, okay? So, tayo na mas mataas na time frame. So, this one. So, itong area na to, dito nag-escalate yung war, no? So, June 13, 12, and ito. So, nag-spike up siya up until sa level na to. And considering that this area, nagkaroon siya ng high dito. And right after, no, yung expectation, I think this is Friday, tapos Monday to. Instead of breaking this area, so supposed to be ang expectation ng mga trader ay bubutasin niya yan and magkakaroon ng panibagong uh, high, no, dito sa part sa rally na to. But itong area kasi na to, no, okay, nagkaroon ng escalation sa war, but yung mga big players, no, yung smart money is nag-take profit sila. Okay? Dito sa part na to. So, ano yung nangyari sa price, no? Nagkaroon ng drop. Nag-drop yung price. Okay? Next thing is, market open by rumors, no? And sell facts. So, yung rumor, sabi-sabi, tataas, tataas, tataas. Pero yung iba kasi ay binibenta yung reality. Okay, ano ba talaga yung possible na pwede mangyari sa period na yon? They price in the war fear early, then sell off once it materialize. So, sabi dito, bago pa mas umusbong talaga yung gera, nag-buy na sila sa mas lower price. And then once na nag-materialize na 'yan, isi-sell na nila 'yon, no. So, matatrap ngayon yung mga other traders, especially yung mga retailers, no. So, yung mga big players naka-sell na, naka-out na sila. And yung iba is continuous buying and buying. So, isa 'yon sa kailangan nyo i-consider on trading gold. Okay? Second thing is strong US dollar. If USD is strong, gold usually falls because gold is priced in dollar. So, pag magkakaroon ng strength ang dollar, technically, yung gold magdadrop siya. Okay? A hawkish positive economic data, a strong job, GDP, or retail sales can lift the dollar and pressure gold. So, pag yung economic indicators daw ay merong magandang data or value, nagkakaroon ito ng hawkish tone sa Fed. Okay? And rising bond yields, no? If US Treasury yields go up, investor may shift from non-yielding asset like gold into yield-bearing ones. Okay? Ito naman yung bond. Pag higher yield, opportunity cost or holding gold increases. Okay? So, yan naman yung nagiging isa pa sa rason, no, kung bakit nagkakaroon ng shifting of decision making yung mga investors, no. Instead bumibili sila ng gold, bumibili sila ngayon ng bond, no. Okay? Fed policy expectation. If market expect the Fed is to hold or hike rates, that's bearish for gold. So, ito yung na-discuss ko din sa inyo last time, no, nung nagkaroon ng inflation, nung nagkaroon ng interest rate decision sa Fed at nag-hold sila. So, nagkaroon yun ng strength sa USD and then nag-drop naman si gold sa period na yun. Okay? Lack of escalation into global war. If the conflict seems contained, not affecting oil supply or causing global panic, market may view it as a regional risk, not a systematic one. So, ibig sabihin lang nun ng regional, sa area lang, no? Doon lang sa area, pwede magkaroon ng problem. Sample, sa Middle East lang. Hindi siya talaga totally sa global. Pag hindi naman sobrang nagkaroon ng continuous escalation sa war, and yet, no, after mag-attack si US sa Iran, at nagkaroon ng response si Iran papuntang Israel, and after that, nagkaroon na agad ng ceasefire. So, hindi nagkaroon ng continuity yung escalation ng war. So, yung possible naging problem lang, sa region lang ng Middle East. Yun lang yung pinaka naging, doon lang nagsisirculate yung problem. Pero ramdam pa rin naman natin yung naging cost nito because yung pagtaas ng presyo ng gasolina because of the supply and demand ng oil. In that case, safe haven demand like gold, CHF, and JPY may fade. Yun yung pinaka nagiging isang reason kung bakit nagkaroon na yung CHF natin, yung JPY natin ay hindi ganoon ka attractive to buy for other investors, no? Example, if the war between Israel and Iran intensify but oil prices remain stable and the Fed signal no rate cut soon, then USD might stay strong, yields remain high, and gold dips even though war is going. Okay? So, yun yung naging reason, no, kung bakit nag-drop yung price ng gold. Okay? So, nagkaroon tayo ng significant drop and ilang percent na siya ngayon. So, from taking profit ng mga institution, smart money natin, ngayon, nasa period na tayo, nag-drop yung price from 3,300 zone. So, yung inaabangan natin. So, yung good to buy. Now, ito, we consider this one is a discounted price. Itong level na to, good to buy na ba yan? Probably, kung discounted price and area yan, may key levels dyan sa 380 at hindi yan na-break. Pwede itong i-buy itong area na, okay? So, ang pinaka nagiging, pwede natin maging TP dyan ay yung previous high. Okay? Itong area na to. Which, pwede tayo mag-take profit kung nakabuy tayo dito sa area na to. Buy, TP tayo dito. Pwede kayo mag-set ng break-even. Kung sample, nandito na yung current price ngayon. Set kayo ng break-even or trail stop kayo dito para kung sakaling halimbawa, balikan tong area na to, pwedeng dito yung take profit ninyo. Okay? Okay ba yun? Alright. So, okay. Ito pa yung isa. Yung nangyari kahapon and hanggang ngayon. Okay? Ceasefire optimism hits risk appetite. Okay, surprise announcement of ceasefire. Okay, temporary reduced geopolitical risk that leads to investor rotating out of safe haven asset like gold into stock and crypto. So, oil price retreat. Oil also a crisis sensitive asset. Fell sharply, WTI dropped 6% and Brent declined after the ceasefire. So, alam naman natin na pag merong escalation ng war, tumataas talaga yung oil. Pero nung nagkaroon ng ceasefire, bigla naman siyang nagkaroon ng drop. So, from 75, bigla siya ngayon naging 65. So, malaking percentage yun na drop. That is a significant drop for oil. Okay? Technical sell signal. On chart, gold exhibit various signs. RSI flattening, moving average, and converges, and MACD declines. Okay, sell the rally. Traders are taking profit, prompting additional downside. So, yung iba, bumaba na yung tension, no? Nagdi-descalate na siya. Ngayon, yung iba ay nagkaroon ng taking profit and yung iba ay nag-add sila ng sell. Kaya, nakakita tayo ng significant drop after nung war. Okay? US yield and Fed dynamics. Treasury yields dip modestly but not enough to spark renewed gold interest. Okay? Fed Powell's congressional testimony suggested that rate cut will be cautious. So, ibig sabihin nito, hindi pa sila basta-basta mag-rate cut sa July. Okay? Limited gold sa upside. So, ito yung pwedeng pumigil sa pagtaas ng gold. Kasi yung rate hike ay Kasi yung rate cuts ay parang hindi pa nakikita ni ah, Jerome Powell na magka-cut sila ng rate this upcoming Fed. Okay? This upcoming FOMC sa July. Okay, safe haven fatigue amid and contained conflict. Market appear to believe the conflict in confined and unlike to impact the global supply chain. Okay, like oil in the Strait of Hormuz. Okay, so ito, yung Strait of Hormuz, ito yung parang gateway para makapasok at makalabas yung mga barko, no, na nagdadala ng supply ng oil papunta from different regions, from different continent. Kung isasara nila, okay, itong Strait of Hormuz, malaking malaking pangamba ito dun sa supply chain ng oil, no, from global market. No, pwedeng bumaba yung supply and tataas na naman yung price ng oil. So yun yung tinitingnan natin. Pero kung sakaling halimbawa napag-usapan na lang naman nila ng maayos and hindi matuloy yung pagsara ng Iran sa Strait of Hormuz, so magiging stable lang din yung supply and demand ng oil. So possible magiging ranging yung oil sa price na sample na sa 65 to 60. Yan yung possible area ng zone na pwede mag-range siya. Okay, as long as escalation stays regional, gold demand remains subdued. So ibig sabihin nun, hindi pa masyadong attractive si gold para bilhin as a safe haven sa current market situation. Hindi pa naman siya sobrang laki ng escalation, hindi pa naman sobrang tumaas yung tension, and yung fear ng mga tao, ng mga investor ay bumaba na, no? So, we are expecting that gold is possible, hindi pa tayo makakita ng sobrang lalaking volume for the next days, and makakita tayo ng possible ranging sa mga areas kung saan siya gumagalaw sa ngayon. Snapshot today's market. Okay, ang reaction ng asset is sa gold spot, okay, nag-fell siya ng hitting near 2 weeks low, no? 3320. Sa oil is yung WTI down and WTI slid after ceasefire. So yung ceasefire talaga yung pinaka bottom line. Okay, sa equity market naman, S&P 500, Nasdaq Dow surge on risk on sentiment. So ito naman is nung nagkaroon ng ceasefire, nagkaroon ng opportunity na mag-expand o makarecover yung ating equity markets, no? Kung mapapansin niyo yung S&P 500, Nasdaq, yung Dow ay umakyat siya, no? So technical analysis, bearish RSI, moving average MACD. Fed signal, okay, Powell caution on inflation, rate cuts to be gradual. Okay, so rate cuts is kailangan nila munang tignan yung current market dynamics about inflation, if kaya na ba, no? Kasi ang ayaw nila mangyari na pag nag-cut sila ng rate, no, yung interest rate, pag nag-cut sila ng rate, okay, ayaw nila yung inflation ay umakyat, no? Kasi meron siyang good and bad side, no? Pag nag-cut rate ka na ang expectation mo ay yung inflation ay tataas, so parang pangit sa mata ng mga investor yun, no? Ang gusto nilang mangyari, it's either pag nag-cut sila ng rate, ang gusto nilang mangyari dyan ay yung inflation ay mag-stable lang, ma-maintain lang, or mas maganda pa nga ay bumagsak siya, no, kasabay ng interest rate. Okay, kaya lang naman tayo nagka-cut ng rate if yung central bank ay nakikita nila na good to cut rate during sa period na yon. And kung sakaling halimbawa tumataas na naman yung inflation, wala naman silang ibang pwedeng gawin dyan, ay magkaroon ng tightening, ay tataasan nila ulit yung interest rate. Okay, so sa bottom line, even as a war escalate, short-term market moves are being driven more by temporary signs of peace, profit-taking, technical selling, and steady US monetary policy condition that may conflict itself. So ito yung mga tinitingnan natin from temporary sign of peace, yung peace talk natin, yung taking profit ng mga big players, technical analysis, technical selling, and steady economic monetary policy or condition ng US Fed. Okay? Ano ba yung mga dapat nating tignan? Okay, ang i-focus lang natin is yung geopolitical flashpoint, no? Any breakdown in ceasefire could reignite gold demand. Okay? So, Fed commentary inflation data. So, ito na yung mga tinitignan natin dyan. More dovish tone. Okay? or weak economic numbers could reverse the downtrend. Okay? So, sabi dito, pag nagkaroon ng pagkakaroon ng changes from inflation or Fed commentary, ano ba na yung tone nila, kung magkaroon na sila ng dovish, technically, yung gold magkakaroon ng possible demand and pwede mag-reverse yung selling to buying naman tayo. Oil prices and supply risk. Unexpected disruption could reshape the narrative for gold. So, yun yung pinakakailangan nating i-consider. And kung titignan natin yung current charts ngayon ng gold, ayan, puntahan tayo. So, as of now, this is the H1 time frame. And nakita tayo dito, no, yung area na to, this is the area of, okay, ito, 300, 295, ito yung 300 na tinitignan natin. So far, hindi siya totally na break, no? Kasi ang gusto natin, para ma-consider natin that this support is totally break, ay mag-close yung candlestick sa baba ng area na to, no? Dito dapat siya mag-close. Okay? Para ma-consider natin that this area is totally break and we are expecting that the price or this one is magko-continuous drop siya. Okay? So far, kung sakaling halimbawa, no, ito yung previous support na currently ito na yung naging resistance. Ang expectation ko dito is possible is mag-bounce siya dito and mag-drop siya dito, no. So yun yung pinaka-in-expect ko. After nitong hindi ma-break, pwedeng i-retest niya tong recent resistance, recent support na ngayon, resistance na. And titingnan natin if makakapag-sell tayo dito, no? Meron ako ditong sell limit sa area na to, somewhere here. And yung buy limit ko dito sa baba, actually sobrang baba naman, hindi na siya na-trigger, no? Pero okay lang. And we can find another opportunity naman sa susunod pa. Okay? So, that's all for today's video and sana meron po kayong natutunan at nakatulong. So, wag basta-basta magde-decide ng mag-entry agad. Mas maganda, pag-isipan nyo pong mabuti and always apply a risk management sa'yo. Yun lang. Thank you.